great things happen. And if you never ever do anything, you'll never know what the possibilities
What the outcome could possibly be, right?
And the possibilities are endless.
No, you're
That's just the
absolutely
way it
right.
works.
Absolutely right. They are endless. They are only in, possibilities only end within oneself.
Listen, the most profound thing that somebody ever said to me, and this was just recently, within the last 2 weeks, this brother stood up in the classroom, because I always like to have interaction. I don't just like,
So, yeah.
no, I don't like that. So he stood up, and he said, I have to say something. He said, it's nothing important. He said, but it's important to me. He said, thank you for taking me off the street.
Oh, for real, because listen,
Wow, man,
the
that
magnitude that comes with what you offer,
yeah,
it can't be measured.
yeah,
Because I say it can't be measured because you never know who's going to take advantage of what you have offered.
right.
Here in this program.
It's you too. It's you too.
Right.
Because you now are part of the whole ecosystem.
Right. And so, but you do have. When I say it can't be measured because there's no minimum, there's no maximum.
Right.
Because you do have some people that's going to come in here and honestly not take advantage of nothing.
And that's
come in here and BS, you know what I'm saying? Just waste money and eventually on the other end of the spectrum not have anything to show for it.
Right.
So that's a bottom. That's
You keeping it
a
real.
low measure.
You keeping it
That's
real.
a low measure, right?
Yeah.
But at the high measurement, you have someone, students like myself, where you give opportunities to, not just within the school aspect, but in aspects of life outside of school, to be as great as you and even possibly even
No,
more.
they're gonna be better.
So
They're
guess
gonna be
what?
better.
The measurements on that and that aspect is like, I could turn around, graduate here 6 months, 2 or 3 years later, be tearing down a block of my own and starting the school.
And it will happen. It will happen.
Right. So it's all about, I think it's all about why. I know it's all about what you do with your opportunities. Because like I said, we all get chances, but it's about what you do with your chances. Every chance you get, like taking it to the maximum, and horning your potential to be what you could possibly be.
That's right.
I tell people all the time, I don't hesitate. If I like it, I think it's something that I could do, and I think it's something that could benefit not only me, but my situation around me, I'm gonna try it.
Mm-hmm.
I jump into every type of field. I've done everything: modeling, I've done music, I've done entrepreneurism, I've done construction, welding, all that type of hands-on work. I've worked in hotels. I studied social psychology. I went to school for numerous things, and I'm blessed to even have the brains to even do that.
Well, that's one thing that impresses me about you. It's just like every time I see you, is that you're very perceptive. You're perceptive and you're serious about what you're doing.
Right.
And that means a lot.
I was taught that as a man, you gotta be perceptive. And on top of that, it's like you close your mind into one way of thinking, and you don't allow yourself any type of growth, because all growth starts from the inside.
That's true.
Out like a butterfly.
Right.
They start as cocoons and they grow, but we don't see that process. You can't see it inside of a cocoon as a butterfly is growing, right? But it's growing because that's the facts of a butterfly. Because if it wasn't, then we wouldn't see these beautiful creatures come from these small, unfortunate circumstances.
Right.
So if I look at life like I just was telling one of my friends, I look at him like a brother. I'm like, the end goal is the end goal is what we searching for. But you gotta trust the process in between. You gotta trust what you're doing in the time frame, and always be aware that it could be worse, it could be better. But as long as it's more than what you're used to, or more of an accomplishment than what you had, then you're moving in the right direction.
That's right.
Because we sometimes become too stagnated in wanting more, and that's a super ironic thing, because being stagnant and wanting more kind of polar opposites. Because wanting more means you regress, you process.
I got a question.
So,
what motivated you to just focus your attention on your path? And that path could be anywhere you
I stopped giving out false love to things that really didn't hold any structured dynamic in my life. Stop giving love and energy to things that was going to hold me back rather than help me move forward.
Wow.
I had to stop being scared of what people may say if I tried to become better. Because it's all a fear. If you really look at it, I know for a fact nobody wants to be stuck in their hood, toting a pistol, saying, yeah, I sell drugs. But that being a gangster, being tough in the streets, it doesn't equate to being a man and being tough in life.
Right.
Because life comes with different problems than the streets ever gonna bring you, right? Because your problems in the streets may incur with another human being or drug dealing, or and you always got a gun or your hands or your weapons or whatever you can't shoot a bill collector. You can't rob Pico, right? You can't kill child support,
right?
Right? So now we see like how built are you,
right?
When the circumstances no longer involve being aggressive and violent. Are you a man? Can you stand firm and under pressure?
Right.
Because the thing about life is if you fold, you lose.
That's
It doesn't restart and keep restarting. You only move forward. I'll be 30 next year, God willing. And I can't even believe you say that, right? But me personally, everybody, oh my God, listen, but everybody around me is 21, 22.
Right.
So now I'm in that position to look like, wow, like, okay. But I feel like as long as I've come into 30, feeling 30, then I'm all right. Because I feel like a lot of people be behind a little bit.
That's okay.
On a totem pole, so they to them, I'm gonna check. Good. I feel like 30. Listen, you tripping? You talking some? I asked my man. He just turned 30. I said, how do you feel about being 30? He like, bro, I woke up and everything hurt. I said, don't tell me that.
So being with that younger crowd keeps you.
I feel like, honestly, to be completely honest with you, the fact that I was incarcerated for so long, and I feel like the world didn't get a chance to distort my youth, like my innocence.
Okay.
Well, not my innocence, because I definitely don't have an innocent mind. I definitely have a very, very raw perception of life. But my innocence in the sense of, because like the issues that people deal with on the streets versus what we deal with in jail is kind of different. The bitterness that comes from being out here is different than the resentment that you have from being incarcerated. So I still, when I was locked up, I played sports. I played flag football, soccer, basketball, and they have programs where you get to win championships. You get to do all types. You get to win trophies, all types of stuff. So I felt like I didn't let it beat me up too much, and a lot of that came from my support system. My family always being there. I never was a time I picked
Who's the most important?
My mom.
Really?
That's like my brother, my dad. Wow. That's like my brother, my dad, my sister, my uncle, my aunt, everything in one.
Yeah.
Because my mom is a single parent and she's a woman. So she showed me what a good woman is supposed to be like. So that right there in itself is a win, because a lot of my peers get caught up in choosing the wrong spouses.
Right. And
that plays a huge, tremendous part in their decision making from there.
I'm glad you said that, because one of the things that motivated me early on is when Women Against Gangs came in the neighborhood. Okay. It changed my life. Okay. It was like to sit there and hear them talk about their children,
right,
and hear them talk about their neighborhood. It was disarming, really. And I just felt like liberated from the entire spectrum of what I was going through. And I decided I got to go back and get my high school diploma. It took me 10 years to figure that out.
Wow.
And I was 17 years old. Wow. Imagine, I got my GED. I couldn't even go back to high school.
Yeah, you were too old.
I was too old. I had maxed out. And so they gave me this place to go, and I did it. And guess what? People encouraged me outside the neighborhood to stay focused on what was my life purpose.
It's crazy. The people, I noticed that the people that support me the most now are honestly people that either A, don't know me, or B, know me well enough to know who I could be out here.
Right.
Or who I used to be out here. But the one thing I learned, and this is a very important thing that I've learned as a business person, support slows down. Support can become very, very thin and very, very hard to find sometimes. The support that you need the most comes from the love that you have for yourself, right, and the belief that you have in what you're trying to accomplish.
You know something? There's a parable of the Bible that goes like this. I think it was in Psalms. It goes like this. And my aunt, who's like your mom, and it goes like this. I'm glad that I was afflicted, that I may learn.
No, for real.
I'm glad that I was afflicted to learn the way and the truth.
Because it's like, I studied fitness and nutrition. How you doing? The muscle, grows through trauma. It grows through damage. It grows through hurt. So how a muscle works is you have these satellite cells, what they call them, right? And what they basically do is register to the body that there has been a damage caused to whatever specific muscle we're training. So if I did arms, right, the satellite cells that make up the components of the muscle, they register to the body that these muscles need healing. These cells need healing because they were just damaged. So when these satellite cells call for reinforcements to be rebuilt, they build them stronger.
Right.
Hence, hypertrophy of the muscle, getting bigger, you getting stronger. Life does that to us all the time. Life is a big gym. It's a big training session.
Right.
It's gonna hurt like hell. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they don't get to see those nights where you're starving because you're on a diet. Like, you know what I'm saying? They don't see them nights where you're working 9 to 5,
right,
16-hour shifts.
And you by yourself.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I learned about, to correlate what you said about what your aunt spoke on. You are only going to be measured at the end about the work you put in throughout it. And that's the only thing that's going to matter. And how much you withstood throughout it. Because life going to get hard, man. It's going to be rough. But one thing I did learn is that love follows love. Hate attracts hate.
Right.
So the energy that I put out, I look to get back in.
So what does it mean to say that? Real.
So
keep it on the real side.
So since I did a lot of time away in prison, now my neighborhoods really can't say too much about it.
Okay.
As far as bad, because it's been a while since I've been in that. In that. But like I said, my neighborhoods I feed my neighbors. I do charity events. I do cookouts for the block. I do block parties. I do basketball events.
What?
One thing my neighborhood can say is that I give back.
Right.
Even when I don't necessarily got it all myself, I'm giving it out. Because I never forget the lessons I learned in prison about helping people and then receiving blessings on the back end. I'm a backhand type of guy, right? I look at my life like a big hustle. So me and God we gotta understand it, right? That's my plug. I told him, I'm gonna do what I need to do. I'm gonna fall short sometimes.
Right.
I need you to give me extra work and all that, and pick up where I left off, but I'm coming back to you, right?
Okay.
And in the midst of that, he helps ease some of my tensions out there, right? So it's like, if I'm in lunch line and I see somebody arguing with the lunch person, I want extra egg.
Right.
It's not that deep, right? But
It's not.
we're making it that deep. Oh, you can't get extra. Yeah. I'll give you my egg. Because God gave me 2 eggs. Even though you got 2 eggs too and you want 3, I'm not going to take away from your hunger. Because you may be that hungry. I don't know what's going on in your cell. So I give an egg, right? I give an egg. I had 1 egg. I may not have 2 more. I don't have 2 eggs no more. My preference is a little short. Might not be that day, the day after that, the week after that. But I might get a call 3 months from the line. Hey, your PO said they're cutting 2 months off your sentence. They're taking 2 months off of your parole times. They messed up some paperwork down in the system. Stuff like that is what happens, and that's what comes with patience.
So what do you feel like your life purpose is? Like at the highest level, what do you want?
My life purpose, honestly, I want to just cultivate it. You're only as good as the people around you. So if I don't if the position that I'm in doesn't make other people better, then that position I'm in needs to change. Because then I'm not really doing anything for nobody. Because I feel like I've done everything for myself that I could possibly say I want to do. I've traveled, I've owned nice cars, I've owned my own places, I've worn nice clothes, I've been around pretty women, whatever the hype is about life. Because I'm trying to figure it out, it's changing dynamically all the time.
Okay.
Whatever the hype is about life at that time, I've done it.
Right.
If it was cool to be gangster, I was into the gangster stuff. If it was cool to chase girls, I had girls. If it was cool to get fly, I was been getting fly my home. So now it's like, all right, what's substance? As a grown man, what really matters? a home, a family, financial stability, education, career, being goal-oriented, being driven, passionate, patient, these type of things. A good son, spending time.
Do you have children?
I don't have any children.
Oh, not yet.
And that's why I'm like, all right, I'm at that place where it's like, soon, I feel like I'm creeping up on that. It's time to start sniffing out a little wife or something, because, you know, I eventually want to share this with somebody. I want my home to be my peace, because it gets chaotic out here. You know, we all should have somebody. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But yeah, that's what really my purpose. I really feel like my purpose is I've been through too much that I feel like not like give. If I went through all of this stuff, Mr. Sherman, just to be like, yeah, he just died and he ain't leave nothing. Nobody got nothing from these bullets, all these bullets and cases and all this stuff I've been through. It's impossible for me to sit here and say, yeah, I'm just not gonna tell nobody.
You know, when I first woke up, my first revelation was I didn't own anything.
Right.
And I was calling something my turf.
Right.
That's crazy. But I didn't own anything.
And that's we die about blocks that our parents be living on blocks that they don't even own.
Right.
Right. And it's crazy. It's like, but see me, I'm gonna be honest. I never was like a drug dealer type of guy. I just was always just in the streets. Whatever dumb stuff was going on, that was what I was doing.
And you know what it was all about? We were trying to find our family.
But
we had our family.
Right.
And we didn't recognize it.
Exactly. We lost and confused and wrong stuff. And I'm grateful to say that's why I always tell my mom. My mom gave me so much insight and opportunity to be different. I used to fence.
Really?
I tried fencing.
Okay.
I've done soccer, camps. My mom sent me away in suburban neighborhoods. I never really lasted. I always got in trouble. Got kicked out, sent back. But she wanted to show me the dynamics that the world had to offer.
Yeah.
So that I wasn't caged in mentally. That's why I push.
When you look back, that really made a difference.
Because that's why I can look at stuff like this and be like, that's a lit.
Yeah.
I'm a very realistic ideology type of guy. If it makes sense, it makes me move.
Right.
This makes sense. It's you know, you can't tell me that you're gonna put me here, show me how to do it, and then put me in a place to get money to how to do it.
Right.
That's what PTTI told me. That's forget what they told me. That's basically what's happening. 92% rate employment rate, and that's higher than some temp agencies I know.
That's right.
Again, logic. It makes sense. I'm 29, 6 months, December. I'll be turning 40. 40. Sheesh.
My father's birthday.
In December.
December the 2nd.
See, right there. So April, 4 months from then, I'll be turning 30. But who says it's gonna take 4 months to get a job coming from here? So I could be.
Let me ask you a question. Did you ever think that your network opportunities would be like this?
I never thought that it would be like this. But what I will say is that I've gotten out of the habit of being surprised by God.
Okay. Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's deep.
I don't be knowing what's. I can't say
that's
I know
some deep
what's
stuff right there.
But I got out of the habit of.
You want to circulate
being
with your camera, your cell phone. Yeah, kind of circulate in and out. Yeah, it gives a perspective of motion and
I kind of
connectedness.
I got out of the habit of being surprised by God. So my mom, she's at the place where she's always, everything I do, she's like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you.
Wow.
And it's like, now it's like, to the point, Mom, it's just happening now. It's my life, right? Just like when I was doing bad consistently.
Build your resume. Sign up now at ptt.edu.